Good morning, y'all. Today is Thursday, January something. I don't know what it is. The 8th, the 9th, something like that. It is a very, very chilly outside this morning. I mean, it's even a little too cold for my liking. I was like, Merlin, hurry up, Merlin, hurry up, Merlin, hurry up. 66 degrees inside the condo. Probably colder in the sunroom. Feels colder back there. We've got the little space heater going because our condo doesn't have heat. First things first this morning, we are making pork in the crock pot to have for dinner later. Today I am using a butt roast. This is 5.65 pounds. It was $1.99 a pound from the Green store. Of course, it cost me more than that because I had to order it online. This morning I am going to be making my African stew, just because I had some chicken breast left over from a package I opened yesterday, and instead of refreezing them, I just decided let's just put them in the refrigerator and I'll make stew for breakfast. Why not? It's freaking delicious. So this is what we're also going to do today, and I'll kind of tell you as I'm cooking. But we're going to explore a different situation for Aiden, as I'm not feeling too confident in Social Security right now. Also, Potato has been at my father's house for a couple days and she's doing well. He has a dog and a cat that she's very happy about, and she actually tried steak yesterday, which, if you know Potato and have been watching the channel, she is a very, very, very picky eater, and so, you know, I make steak. Listen, I make steak, and I have told her a million times, like, you like cheeseburgers, there's no reason, you know, you wouldn't like steak. It's the same meat, it's just in a different form, you know. She would never try it. So, you know, second day at my father's house, she tries steak. Now let me tell you what this is going to do. This is going to cause him to berate me and say that I don't cook anything, I don't feed them any real food, she doesn't eat. Like, basically it's gonna be like a barrage of attacks on me, because when he picked her up, I guess he took her to Walmart to, you know, buy food, and then found out that, you know, how picky she is, and was, you know, not happy with that, of course. And so I guess he's like telling her she has to like eat these things, and she's doing it. Isn't that like children? You know what I'm saying? Like, you say, oh, my child never does this, and then they proceed to do it. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm very happy that she ate the steak. She liked the steak, and she said it tasted like a burger, without the cheese and ketchup and bread. And I said, isn't that what I've been telling you? What's with these onions? They all look like junk. Why is this onion rubbery? This whole package of onions is not to my liking. Look at how it's not even, look at that. It's not even like, I can't even, it's like rubbery. What in the world? I don't even like this part. I'm throwing it. I had my call with Social Security yesterday, and I really apologize for the very annoying non-English things that are going on in the background. Anyways, I talked to the lady from Social Security, and she's telling me the same crap that APD was telling me, that I don't have enough documentation, that I need to have documentation for the last 12 months that shows that he has an ongoing problem that's not improving. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you know, she's asking for like hospital records and things like that, which, you know, she got. But she's like, well, this is talking about, like, you know, his heart problems and stuff. She's like, the Baker Acts are good, but she's like, there's only 2 of them. And they were recent, so that's not really going to be much help to you. And I'm like, I don't understand what you're asking for. He has autism. Like, it's lifelong. It's not like, I don't understand, you know, what she wants me to give her. He's not seen in the hospital for autism, like, on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? You know, me doing all his ADLs, you know, the toileting assistance that's needed, all that kind of stuff. Like, that's not stuff that there's documentation for. You know what I mean? That's what I tell her. And she's like, well, you know, autism is like a spectrum disorder. Like, she's trying to school me. She's like, so just because he has it doesn't mean that, you know, he's not able to work, or, you understand what I'm saying? It's just this, it's the same crap as every other, like, government agency, whether it's APD, whether it's Social Security, whether it's, you know, veterans trying to get benefits and crap. It's all the same. You know, they don't want to pay it. So she's, you know, trying to tell me all these things. There's not enough documentation. I'm like, well, I don't know what documentation you would want me to have. You know, and then, like, she has stuff from the OT. And so she's reading one of them, and she's like, it says here that he's improving. Because, you know, like, the OT was, like, wrote something about, like, you know, the outings, you know, we go on the walks, the public outings, so that he does better with that, so that we can go out in public and not have problems, right? And so he wrote, you know, something in like that he was improving, and she's like, this is gonna hurt your case, because this is saying here that he's improving. Listen to me when I tell you, I was livid, okay? I was livid. So I asked her, I'm like, well, can I, you know, have his, you know, PCP write a letter, or, you know, what can I do? I don't know what to give you. Because even, like, he's been seeing his PCP every month, you know, virtually, since the hospitalization. But, like, those kind of visits aren't, like the visit reports aren't, like, in depth talking about he can't do this, he needs help with, that's not what the visit's about. So it's not going to say that in the visit. So even giving them all of those visits, it's not what they want. They want, like, it's like, for instance, like, if you broke your leg, or something happened to your back or something where you couldn't do the job that you were doing, you couldn't work anymore, and you went to the doctor all these times and it specifically says all the problems, like that's what they're looking for. But that doesn't, who has that for autism? I mean, like, especially when they're an adult, you know? We've already been through the evaluations and everything when he was a child, and they don't want those things. I have, you know, the diagnosis letter, all the IEPs and evaluations, and no, that's too long ago. Then, like they literally make it so that they can deny you. That's what they do. She doesn't want anything that I have. She won't accept it. Like, it's not good enough. I just dumped the chicken off. It's, you know, you don't, when they have autism, you're not, at this age, you're not going somewhere every month or, you know, repeatedly for someone to be like listing out all the problems that they have. You know, oh, you know, that he needs help with this and this and this. You know what I'm saying? That, like, who has that? Who does that at this age? Who's doing that? Who would have that? And I'm like, listen, what did the other people with autism give you? Because nobody's doing that. Who's doing that? I'm like, and all the people that I know, you know, that have kids his age that are, they have SSI. So there must be something. And she's like, well, they probably have documentation. So then we're like, you know, okay, well, he's going to have a CE, is what they call it, an evaluation. I said, that's fine by me. I'm like, because you know what? It'll be, you know, 5 minutes in his presence to know that he should be receiving SSI, that he cannot work. He has never worked. He cannot work. So she's like, okay, well, she doesn't schedule it. She puts in the request, and then they, whoever they are, you know, sets the date and the time. She said it could be 2 to 3 weeks, but she would ask them to rush. I've got these I've got to cut. I need the...
Bail.
Yes, you can get it out. You want to get it out? I'll start it. I need the... I can't think of the word. The tomatoes, the diced tomatoes. I got the chicken stock in the refrigerator, and then I gotta get the spices together. You want Spam and bacon? Come on, man. Now I gotta clean this other pan. Don't you even think about biting that. I need it. It's the only one I have. I'm gonna do the spices first because, or actually I can just get them out. Let me just make sure that they're ready. All right, I need the ginger. I know I need the cumin, the coriander. Where else? Watch out.
Toast.
Turmeric. And you want toast? Too many things to do. What else do I need? The cinnamon. The cinnamon. Where are you, cinnamon? That's pumpkin spice. Delicious, but not for this dish. There you are. Yes, I know you want toast. Give me 1 second, please. And then I need the 1/2 and the 1/4. Half and the 1/4. All right, got those ready when I need those. Two to 3 weeks for that to happen, and I'm supposing that Medicaid that I applied for separately to see who would be faster. I would assume that they would do the same, be the same. So, and today's Thursday, and I haven't heard from APD if, you know, about any determination from the crisis team yet either. I'm just, you know, sitting there yesterday livid. I did contact Morgan and Morgan. They wouldn't take the case. No, don't walk with your feet like that. Your feet need to be quiet. Try again. Go. Try again. Walk quiet. That's better. Much better. That is great. No. That is not cooked yet. It's still raw. What in the world? It's like it's birthing it. Did you do that? Dude. Do not try to steal this as I'm cutting it. Just wait a minute. Just back it up, back it up, back it up. Put it on the garbage. Thank you. This all. Take it back. So after all those phone calls happened yesterday, you know, I had a nice cry. And then I sat there thinking about, you know, because I was hoping that by this month things would, you know, be resolved, that we would get all the funding, that we would start looking, you know, for a place and, you know, move right along. But, you know, just talking to them yesterday just made me realize that it's going to be the same kind of battle that it was with APD. And what really pisses me off is that we shouldn't even be in this position right now, because I applied for him in August of 2023. And, you know, his case has sat there all this time with nobody doing anything. You know, he should already have SSI. He should already have the Medicaid in place. It shouldn't even be a concern at this point. You know? So, I was upset, and then I'm sitting there thinking, like, this is going to really drag out. This is really going to drag out. And we can't keep going like this. Like, I'm not bringing in enough money, and there's too many things that have to be paid. No, that's for the going in the stew. There's too many things that have to be paid for. He has, you know, his implants aren't done. He was supposed to have an appointment this month. Let me start the chicken. He was supposed to have an appointment at the end of this month, like the pre-procedure appointment, where they're just basically bringing you in so you can pay them. So I'm like, how much is that going to be? And it's going to be like $5,300. And I'm like, well, I don't have that, because even with the insurance, you know, the most the insurance would pay would be $2,200 if they pay that. I still don't have the rest. And I'm like, well, you know what happened? And I don't, on my care credit, you know, I haven't paid enough down yet where there would be enough space to put more on it. So I'm like, well, I can't pay it, so, you know, what happens now? She's like, well, you have to reschedule. Because the way dentists do things now, you know, you don't go get handled and they bill you and then let you know how much is owed. Like, everything has to be paid beforehand, or they don't help you, you know. So that I rescheduled that to the end of February, but even, you know, thinking that, like, at the end of February, if this is still dragging on, how am I gonna do that? I gotta put these in the bag. And then the property taxes are due. I still haven't paid those, have to the end of March to do that. And then, you know, hey, it's the new year, so tax time is gonna come around again. I've gotta have money to pay my tax person and to pay my taxes. How am I gonna do that? Like, next month already, I'll leave him a few pieces out. Next month already, in February, we're gonna be short. There won't even, you know, because YouTube is still bringing in money, but not as much. And so there's not even enough to cover the bills, let alone anything on top of that. I have to do something. Like, everything can't go down the shitter, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting ready to take this chicken out, and I'm gonna have to put it in a bowl. Or it will all disappear before I even get to finish the stew. So yeah, so I was sitting there, the job that I told you about previously, that was like a transcription one, but it was like it was hourly, and you had to they don't allow like interrupted shifts, you know, so you would have to work like an 8 hours straight, and you know, I'm just like, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to cook 3 times a day, shower him, you know, clean him when he goes, and I'm gonna be interrupted, you know. So I didn't feel, and the job paid so little, I didn't feel like it would be even worth it going through the rest of the process of getting hired and stuff like that. You know, and it would soak up so much time that it would probably end up being less money for me, because then there would also be less time for editing. So there would be less videos coming out, and, you know, I would make more on YouTube than I would at that job. So I just decided it didn't make sense to do that it would actually hurt the finances taking that job. So I was like, well, maybe I can find one that's like, you know, that the hours aren't so strict. So then, you know, there was one that I used to work at before I started dashing. So I looked them up to see if they had any jobs available. They had one for a pathology transcriptionist, and they pay 14 cents per transcription minute, or per editing minute, and I don't remember what it was for transcription. So let's say you get, you know, a 10-minute editing job. Like it's the recording is 10 minutes. That's what they're talking about, minutes, not how long it takes you to do it. So you could get a 10-minute one that's, you know, that the AI has put together that you have to edit, that's trashed and full of mistakes that you have to fix. It could take you 20-30 minutes to do a 10-minute report, but they're only paying you 14 cents per minute of the recording. So imagine how much, do the math. That's how much you're getting paid for that 30 minutes. It's a complete ripoff. Y'all think delivering food is a ripoff? But, you know, I was like, yesterday, I was feeling real desperate, so I applied. I haven't, you know, it was just yesterday, so I haven't heard anything back. But then I was sitting there thinking, like, I mean, that job, that second job was like one of the main things that pushed me into dashing, because even with that second job, I was hardly making any money. How can you make money like that? Onions. This is the idea that I'm playing with in my mind right now, and I'm going to kind of gather some more information today. But there is an ESC school in the area. And so I'm thinking about, I'm going to add a little more oil. It's too dry. Too dry, my friends. Over here burning the bacon. In the area, their hours are like 8:30ish to 2:30ish, you know, Monday through Friday. So I'm just thinking, like, you know, what if I sent him there? What if we did that, and then while he's there during the day, that's when I can go dashing. Not the greatest hours to dash, by the way, but it's something. And it would be more than doing the at-home transcription job. Way more. He would go there. Can opener is getting on the last one. Cut it! You know, the 8:30 to 2:30, and I would dash, and then I would also have dashing videos, you know, which would help the YouTube money as well, because, you know, there's some people, they only want to watch that. So I would have the dashing money, and then it would improve the YouTube money too. Plus, you know, when I was talking to the last person that I did the interview with APD, we were discussing, you know, what would happen with school once he was in the group home, and, you know, we talked about, you know, that he would eventually go to school once he was there anyways. Like, go to school in person instead of homeschooling, obviously. So if it's something that, you know, he's going to do eventually anyways, and I need to be able to work right now, you know, then I'm like, why not just have him go now? You know, that way he gets used to it. Again, you know, because it's been a while since he's gone to school in person. And, you know, he may enjoy it. You know, the medication is helping. It's, you know, it would be better for him than sitting on his computer all day. Be better for our finances. Be better for me. Just mentally. And it would also give me a chance to see Potato, because I could go pick her up during the day while he's at school. You know, not every day, because she has to do school and stuff like that too, but you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to figure out. I need to contact, like, the because he gets a homeschool scholarship, so of course, you know, he'd be going back to public school, so he would lose that. But I mean, the only thing that we used it for was OT anyway, so it's not like a big loss. I do worry, you know, his OT has really been like the only person besides me and Potato in his life since like 2017. You know, so I worry about him not seeing him anymore, be like losing a friend, you know. That might be, you know, upsetting. Even though I know the OT would, and has already said he would, he wants to help with the transition to like the group home and have communication with those people because he knows Aiden very well. And then I would have to call the school and find out like what they need. I'm sure, you know, he would have to have like an evaluation from them, and you know, it's not like he could just start there tomorrow. You know, it would be some kind of process. Everything's got to be a process. But I mean, at this point, I kind of feel like it's the best option. Here are some of my concerns that I was thinking about. One, if it's stressful, which it's a new situation, you know, he's going to be at school, so there's going to be demands being placed on him all day to, you know, sit here, go here, do this, da-da. So my concern is that fills up his stress cup, and then every day he comes home and takes that out on me. That's a huge concern, because I don't want that. Obviously, who wants that? So it could lead to more, him going to school could lead to more physical aggression at home. Another concern is if he has issues there and they decide that they're not going to keep him there, or they don't want him in the school, then we're back to square one. If that happens, then, you know, then we don't have the scholarship either, so then he wouldn't even be able to do OT. We'd have to reapply for the scholarship, and we'd probably go on the waiting list for it, because we've had it so long now that like we just renew it every year. It's not a problem. But once you give it up, you know, so he wouldn't have access to anything. I don't know what his insurance would pay for, but even with the crap hole insurance, there would still have to be out of pocket, I'm sure, which, again, if he's home, then we're back to square one, and I wouldn't be able to afford. Aiden, could you play a different song, because Disney is very copyrighted. Could you play this song? You want it? Yeah. Another problem I was foreseeing is if I drive him there myself. It's not in St. Pete. I mean, it's not, I don't know exactly how far it is, like, but it's not like around the corner, you know what I'm saying? It'll take a minute to get there. I don't know if they would provide transportation, like a bus to pick him up, like where we are. That's something I have to find out as well, because, you know, I use the van to transport him, you know, because I use that seatbelt lock, so he can't get out of the seatbelt and he can't reach me while I'm driving. Especially important to have use the van going to and from school, which may be a stressful situation for him. So if I'm dashing while he's in school, that means I would have to drive him to school in the van, drive back with the van, switch, get into the car, dash, and then like finish dashing, bring the car home, switch back to the van, drive to a school. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to dash in the van. It's too old. Listen, that thing is too old too many miles. I don't trust it. We go to OT with it and back, and doctor's appointments, and that's it. So I have to take that into consideration too, you know, because that'll limit the amount of time that I have to dash. But if they do have the transportation that comes here to pick him up, then we're also looking at like, what is our morning going to look like? Because then I have to get up early enough to use the bathroom, take Merlin out, do the cooking. You know, I don't know. I'll probably send his lunch with him, just because I don't know if he'll eat what they have for school lunch. Where's the scissors? Oh, under there. You know, so it's gonna take like, and then he has to shower. I have to shower. All before, you know, his transportation would arrive. Or I guess I could shower after, but I'm trying to think of like, you know, having the most amount of dashing time as possible. You know, because like if I'm out there from 9 to 2, again, those are not great dashing hours. But that's all I'd be able to do, you know. Because then I'd have to, even if I had the transportation, I'd have to come home early enough before he gets here to start the cooking process of whatever is going to be cooking. Because as soon as he walks in the door, he's going to be hungry. And if he's hungry, he's hangry. And that's a problem. So, you know, I'm trying to like think of all these things. We would have to get into like this really good routine. I don't think getting up early will be so much a problem for him as it will for me. As it will for me. I hate getting up really early in the morning. I mean, I get up at like between 6 and 7 now, but like I'd have to get up earlier than that, like with a 5 in front. You understand what I'm saying? Listen. But this is where we are at, and I don't really have a choice, you know. I'm not going to let us be financially destroyed because of this government BS, of these agencies that are screwing us over and dragging things out for someone who is clearly disabled. There's no question about it. And they do this, you know. I'm not going to let them, because if I can't pay things, you know, then things gonna have to start not existing. We won't be able to keep the van. You know, we're gonna start losing the vehicles. The credit cards aren't gonna get paid. You know, and then there wouldn't be enough for food. So, and then you couldn't use the credit cards. So how are you gonna get food? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you know, with the help that's around, they would say, well, you know, you make too much to qualify for whatever. Even though what I'm making is not enough to cover what I have to pay for. Do you see what I'm saying? We'd go deeper in debt with the taxes. It would just be like this snowball, like freaking horror story. And then by the time, I mean, you know, this gets settled with him, how deep in the hole destroyed would we be? Plus, I wouldn't still be able to see Potato. For how long? At least if he's going there, I can work, I can see Potato, you know, we can try to keep this thing afloat. I don't know what else I could do. The at-home jobs, I'm not finding anything that's going to work. And like I said, they would want to send him to school anyways once he goes to the group home. Because they would go, for kids like him, they go to school until 22. Like public school till 22. They can stay in high school that long. And then at that time, that switches over where they would start going to like a day program. So I'm assuming that's what the group home is going to want to do, because that's what we were discussing before, that, you know, because they don't want, you know, they don't want him just sitting at home at the group home all day either, you know. So I think, you know, that's, I don't know what, that's what's going to have to do. And I just have to hope that it's a positive experience for everyone, because I really don't, I really hope that he enjoys it and that it doesn't become such a stress to him that it causes a lot of problems here at home. You know? What's that in there? Ooh, making a mess on the clean dishes, everybody. Stir that in. It goes 20 minutes. You know, bring it to a boil, simmer it 20 minutes, and then you add the chicken back in, and then it goes for 10 more minutes, and then it's ready. For those of you who wanted to see Merlin after his bath, that's how he looks. Pretty much the same. Fluffy. Breakfast is served.